Good evening and welcome to the Distinguished American Poets Series at County College of Morris. For the past 15 years, with the cooperation of several departments and divisions and offices on this campus, this series has presented many of the finest poets of our time to large audiences made up of members of the college community and from the community at large. I am Professor Sandra Zuloff of the English Department, and as director of the series, it has been my privilege to bring poets to CCM since 1974, when this all began, this series. Tonight, as we celebrate 15 years of excellence in poetry, we will be hearing the poetry of Amiri Baraka, a poet from New Jersey who is known all over the world. Mr. Baraka will be introduced by my friend and colleague, Professor John Apwa, also of the English Department, who has been here longer than I have, and who is celebrating excellence in his own life at the moment with his wife Celestina in the form of a brand new son named Jason Afrieri. It is with pleasure that I present to you Professor Apwa.
Good evening. Imamu Amiri Baraka was born in the 1930s in Newark, New Jersey, at the height of the Depression. Back in those early days, he was known, as I suspect most of you still refer to him, as LeRoi Jones. After attending Rutgers University for 1 year, he transferred to Howard University, whence he graduated. Thereafter, he did graduate work at Columbia and then at the New School for Social Research. Mr. Baraka is a veteran, having served in the U.S. Air Force. He began writing poems and plays that clearly defined his vision of poetry and politics. In the 1960s, he returned to Newark and became director of Spirit House, an African culture center in the same city. His first book of poetry is entitled Preface to a 20-volume Suicide Note, and his famous early plays include Dutchman and The Slave. He has edited many anthologies of poetry, has published collections of his essays on art, politics, and music, and has received several awards for his work, including an Obie for Dutchman in 1964. In his poem, Number Letters, Mr. Baraka writes, "My heart is as large as my mind. This is a messenger calling, over here, open your eyes and your ears and your souls. Today is a history we must learn to desire. There is no guilt in love." And with that, I ask that you join us in welcoming to the County College of Morris Distinguished American Poets Series, Mr. Imamu Amiri Baraka.
Thank you very much. I think I'm just rubbing my eyes because I guess it's some kind of allergy. Is there something in the air? What is it? Dioxin or dead automobiles? Nuclear waste? What is it? Oliver North's lies? There's something in the air. And thank you very much for that introduction. I'm going to read a lot of different things. Actually, first I'd like to make an announcement. There's going to be a Pan-African Writers Conference. It's actually 4 days, the 28th of April, the 29th of April, the 30th of April, and 1st of May. And Sunday, April the 30th, and I can't get these colleges to print the whole schedule, but Sunday, April the 30th in Newark, the conference will be there, 3 to 6 at the Paul Robeson Center, a forum, Art and the Political Crisis, and then it moves down to the Newark Public Library, 6 to 7:30, and then 7:30 to 9:30 reception. And the invited participants are Nuruddin Farah from Somali, Ngugi wa Thiong'o from Kenya, Amiri Baraka, Dennis Brutus from South Africa, Miguel Agarin from the United States, Claude Brown, United States, Nathan Hurd, United States, Richard Wesley from the United States, Amina Baraka from the United States, John Pepper Clark from Nigeria, and Duma Ndlovu from South Africa. Rashida Ismaili is the mistress of ceremonies. That's April the 30th, Sunday. I have a few leaflets here if you're interested, and I hope you are in hearing what African writers from all over the world, whether they're in the West Indies or the United States or the motherland, the continent. Let me read a poem first called The Mind of the President. This is written about the president who just left, you know, but I am not certain that the one who is there is much different. But anyway, this is called The Mind of the President. I got this title from the New York Times. So a lot of people question whether the title was relevant or not, but I told them I had gotten it from the New York Times, therefore it must be true. The Mind of the President. The mind of the president. Ma, 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 dad, dad, ma, 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 dad, ma, 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 dad, ma, ma, dad, pee, pee. Mama, dad, pee, pee. Do, do, mama, dad, pee, pee. Do, do, wah, kill. You know, people always say, that's cold. You better believe it's cold. Bang, bang, outishly. For Thelonious Monk, tinkle as ifs, ands, three-toed musical afternoon dreams, midnight visions. These are caped players, cooking, blue glass cookers, funking edgewise questions inside the answers, chunks there, edgewise, bluedom near boil, funk tree landscape, tinkle brewed as answered question. Bong down, dong 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 down, boom down, boom down, boom down, boom down. Tinkle as ifs, ands, three-toed musical afternoon dreams, midnight visions. These are caped players cooking, blue glass cookers funking, edgewise questions inside the answers, chunks there. Boom down, boom down, boom down, boom down. Edgewise, bluedom near boil, funk tree, landscape, tinkle brewed as answered questions, cardboard piano orchestras singing as if the hit parade was interplanetary. Boom, 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 boom. We see, he say, lurks, notes on shoeshine boxes, sideways dudes with big musical fingers, quiet, screaming, hooded, holy rollers, preacher space, rocket church, nutty logic, straight, no chaser. More train than art. Ba-dum, doo-doo, 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 As if sun itself was day, alone world, itself on fire with dreams. He should not say rhythms are absent, they are our life. Our memory carrying houses and faces and women and spread out landscapes of whispered revenge. But that heaviest rhythms packed on top and bottom, driving that cry of names and dates and acts inside our description of ourselves. There is Buhania, don't make no mistake. Buhania and Max and Steve and Roy and Elvin, Milford, Sonny, Dennis, Michael, Carvin, rumbling with us, in us, is us, sun in pieces thrown down inside our beings, freeing color, geography, tenderness, as if the bashing, a soul calendar, a touching opening, the crashing, a fixed evidence of our beating hearts. Our hearts are art, beating, playing, the basic love and existing thing we is and be. But the blown thing, the hope, neon-eyed, daylighting darkness, the whole cry with head-shattered beats, whips, stirring, uproaring inside as it goes and comes, rises, erupts, the whole voice of love, color mantic, dawn sudden, crown of light life, breath, our being as beating, love poetry of the creators, love workers, real magicians of the actual, the felt, the seen, the vibrating material self is, train is, blown is, self is, all and beating and loving and revolutionary, leaping, enthralled by its life in reflection of it, and all of what life expresses is like a blowing art to beat the fast roll is such a swift and swifter, turning invisible, and so is the one and the other and the every. Look, there is yourself, finger, foot, head, patting, singing. That's how we're born, and death transforms this. Yet it is a beating then, it is a beating then, yet it is a beating then. Another rhythm, another beating, another level, stage, progression does not disappear. I just skipping around to keep myself interested. I really don't I mean, you know, I always know what I want to read. It's just that I want to go through different things to get there. Some of the language that I use is not going to be unlike the language that they use in the movies. I hope you understand. Da 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 da. Why don't you fight? For years we could not speak, nor go out as far as we were. Africa, some angels flying, voodoo heaven, land of the real Guineas. Why Sicilians bear that name and feel insulted. The brevity of all this pain and happy being. Focus zigzagged, blue-purple in so much sky. Read the book, play the piano. Beasts cry with human tongues. Beauty, a tragic contrast. Emancipation was a rooming house run by strangers with punctured necks. The ghosts we thought would eat us, ate us. Dazed by relief and slave ship lag. Language was sparks, singing blackness, critics chill. I think that darkness in which the slaves were held, box-lunched, monstrous sadness is fire in stone. Are you a monster you hide from the sun? Chain-brained, murderer prop. Note in a song could be me enough, laughing and dancing. Hallway logic, I ain't magic. New people like me, where they end up. Nothing I say can give you my feeling. History is numbers, positions, what you see now. Hope you loved something. But being outside gives you perspective. I am the missing link. This sad society, pornography, rocket, your deaths now sure to be comic, no longer led by even the abstractly wise, not even a champion vampire. The jug factor, ice pick in your bleeding brain. You heard the poets, felt Jacob Lawrence and Rivera. Understand the sheer angle of rushing pleasure. Smile, learn the spin inside Puente's pop. Blue horizon in train. Animals should not be running our lives. I want a human chance. Your house stinks. Dead things with bloody bones collect around your thinking. The poor, the smashed, slaves, ignorant gods, static ideas like money brand us all as jungle bunnies, blinking at the sun, tormented by volcanoes and earthquakes, depressed with colds and arthritis, wiped out by incredible idiocy, starvation, drought, greedy primates. No, it's a stupid world you've made, an ugly one. If I did not fall in love with beauty, I'd be cooler. The year, the state, the lie, the newspaper. As an exclamation point, as an aesthetic exclamation point, think of music as the only soul God could have. Singing slaves, the slaves singing. They sing Africa scat, spiritual blues, rag, swing. They want tomorrow, lost yesterday, pain today, singing slaves, the slaves singing. They sing, hey baby, knock me a kiss. See, light there. See, light, heaven, fire, reality described, singing. The slaves singing, singing, slaves. They sing Bob Kulo hard, new avant funk. The slaves singing religious history, air and pain and struggle. There, the slaves singing, singing, singing. Ancient music. The main thing to be against is death. Everything else is a chump. Black Litany. You can't be the devil unless you're truly evil, ultimate evil, real evil, actual evil, evilest. Witness our world controlled by the devil. Lies and murder are wholly hate, pain, ignorance, powerful, humanity endangered, its future, existence, uncertain. Evil is stronger than good. God is a slave, and ignorant, doomed, savage. The devil is ruler of everything. Evil is supreme. So this is what hell is. Oedipus as culture hero. Sophocles confirms the European origins of the motherfucker. Most colored peoples known this a long, long time. That's cold. That's cold. True, true. This is called Masked Angel Costume. The sayings of Mantan Moreland. If you don't know who Mantan Moreland is, you are ignorant. One of the great culture heroes of our day. It's interesting. Remember when Stepin Fetchit, who was a cabinet member of a previous generation, came up and said to the boss wanted him to do something, and he said, boss, is Franco still dead? Took me a long time to figure that out. Took the boss a long time to figure it out. Meanwhile, Step was standing there cooling. Masked Angel Costume, the sayings of Mantan Moreland. Dun, 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 dun. 1. Never let a ghost catch you. Never. 2. Avoid death. Ghosts always be there. 3. Dead people and live people should not mix. 4. Ghosts think they good looking. Never stay to find out. 5. I am mentioned in the credits, but the ghost got the dough. 6. Cemeteries, funeral parlors, morgues do not need you while you alive. 7. Never let Mr. Chan send you into a dark room by yourself. 8. If the dark get noisy, seek light at once. 9. Few people know my whole name, nor if the name they call me is real. 10. Wait until the shooting stops. Then wait for witnesses. Leave as soon as it is safe. 11. I am a chauffeur when you see me, but that is only in the movies. 12. I am never really laughing except off camera. 13. I made a lot of money and made people happy. It was a job I accepted rather than preach or steal. 14. Birmingham was where 4 of my daughters were killed. John Coltrane composed Alabama. It was the music that moved my feet. They never failed. Let me go, since I've been reading these new poems, let me go read something that's older. And this is called Dope, in honor of the president, President Bush. You know, Bush is the term that we use for marijuana. So apparently it means that they've legalized marijuana in the White House. So now you can just turn on the TV and get high. At least I think that's the function of that. Dope. Just a closer walk with thee, Granny Jesus, if you please. Ooh, 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 ooh. Daily walking light, morning, fire, lynch yet. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yes, the pain in dreams comes again. Race pain. People are people everywhere. Yeah. Ooh, 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 yeah. Ooh, 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 yeah. Are people. Yes, people. Every people. Most people. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Most people in pain. Yes, the pain and pain today. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It must be the devil. Oh, wow! Oh, wow! It must be the devil. It must be the devil. It must be the devil. Oh, wow! Oh, wow! Yeah, devil. Yeah, devil. Oh, wow! Must be the devil. It must be the devil. It must is. It must is. It must is. It must is be the devil. It can't be Rockefeller. It can't be him. No, Lord. It can't be DuPont. No, Lord. It can't be. No, Lord. No way. No way. Nah, sir. No way, Jose. It can't be them rich folks. They's good to us. 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 I know the master told me so. I see it on channel 7. I see it on channel 9. I see it on channel 4 and 2 and 5. Rich folks good to us. Poor folks ain't shit. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Must be the devil. Going to heaven after I die. After we die, everything gonna be different. After we die, we ain't gonna be hungry. Ain't gonna be pain. Ain't gonna be suffering. Won't go through this again after we die. After we die. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. After we die, it's all gonna be good. Have all the money we need after we die. Have all the food we need after we die. Have a nice house like the rich folks after we die. After we die. After we die, we can live like Reverend Ike and Reverend Swaggart after we die. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Must be the devil. It ain't capitalism. It ain't capitalism. It ain't capitalism. No, it ain't that. Jimmy Carter wouldn't lie. Life's unfair, but it ain't capitalism. It must be the devil. Oh, wow. It ain't the police. Jimmy Carter wouldn't lie. You know Rosalind wouldn't. No Lillian. His drunken racist brother ain't no reflection on Jimmy. Must be the devil got in him, I tell you. The devil killed Malcolm and Dr. King, too. Killed both Kennedys and Pablo Neruda. Overthrew Allende's government. Killed Lumumba and is negotiating with Stephen Fetchit. Sleep and eat in Birmingham over there in Rhodesia, going under the name of Ian Smith. It must be the devil. It can't be Vorster. It can't be apartheid. It can't be imperialism. Jimmy Carter wouldn't lie. Didn't you hear him say in his State of the Union message, I swear on Rosalind's face-lifted catatonia, I wouldn't lie. Nixon lied. Haldeman lied. Dean lied. Hoover lied. North lied. Reagan lied. Bush lied, but Jimmy don't. Jimmy wouldn't. Jimmy ain't lying. It must be the devil. Put your money on the plate. It must be the devil, and heaven will all be straight. It can't be Rockefeller. He gave Amos Pootbooty a scholarship to Behavior Modification University, and Genevieve Almost White works for his foundation. It must be niggers. It can't be Mellon. He gave Winky Sucker-Ass a fellowship in his bank. Put him in charge of closing out mortgages in the low-life Pittsburgh Hill nigger section. It can't be him. Yes, sir, 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 yes, sir. Put your money in the plate. Don't be late. Don't have to wait. You're going to be in heaven after you die. You're going to get all you need once you're gone. Yes, sir. I heard it on the Jeffersons. I heard it on the Rookies. I swallowed it whole on Roots. Wasn't it nice? Slavery was so cool, and all you had to do was wear derbies and vests and train chickens and buy your way free if you had a mind to. Must be the devil. It wasn't no white folks. Them lazy niggas chained they self, throw their own black asses in the bottom of them boats. Well, now that you mention it, King Ass Black, you was, he helped throw your ass in the bottom of the boat. Your mama, your wife, and you never see them no more. Must have been the devil. Give me your money. Put your money in this plate. Heaven be here soon. Just got to die. Just got to stop living. Close your eyes, stop breathing, and bam-o, heaven to be here. You have all of what you need. Bam-o, all of a sudden, heaven to be here. You have all of what you need. That assembly line you work on will dissolve in thin air. Oh, wow, wow. Oh, wow, wow. Just gotta die. Just gotta die. This old world ain't nothing. Must be the devil got you thinking so. It can't be Rockefeller. It can't be Morgan. It can't be capitalism. It can't be national oppression. Oh, wow. No way. Now, go back to work and cool it. Go back to work and lay back. Just a little while longer till you pass. It's all gonna be all right once you're gone. Give me that last bit of silver you got stashed there, sister. Give me that dust now, brother man. It'll be okay on the other side. Your soul be clean, be washed, pure white. Pure white, yes. 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 Oh, wow. Now, go back to work. Go to sleep. Yes, go to sleep. Go back to work. Yes. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Just a closer walk with thee. Oh, 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 oh. Grant it, Jesus, if you please. Oh, 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 oh. Yes. Oh, 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 oh. Yes. Oh, 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 oh. Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You know, the weeds of crime. Faith is a perversion of feeling. The fee is consciousness. When the fellas say infidels, they meant ticking ice, footprints selling nothing as cannibalism, dangerous shadows. Only love is immortal, you know? The ultimate consciousness, the intelligence of night. The heart believes what exists. Only rhythm can think. All a festo. As swinging is peace and wisdom, as funk is the soul smell as it creates, as heat is spirit breathing, rhythm, God's only life, in us beats is against ain't, that life is the creation of jazz and solo is the sun coming out his mama hole. So then, holy digger, wretched nigger, Charlie Parker meant soul even to the ancient Egyptians. Monk was title you got when you come out the mystery school. Thought always rode in a train. Gold, energy, traveler, raining and raining and raining on everything living. Raise gods, kings, science, civilization, art. Therefore, always be conscious and hip to. Therefore, always be conscious and hip to. Therefore, always be conscious and hip to. Bebop is holier than capitalism. Bebop is holier than capitalism. And blue has always been our favorite color. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to read just a couple more poems, and then I'm gonna halto, stopo. And if there are any kind of questions, I will be glad to try to answer them. And to the best of my ability. What? Oh, boy. I don't know why I like to do this, go through these pages like this. I guess it gives me something to do. Rhythm blues. I am the boogeyman, the woogie man. I am the boogeyman, the woogie man. Catch as catch can. I am the boogeyman, the woogie man. Catch as catch can. The rabbit, the monkey, blue hard, blue slick, blue slow, blue quick, blue cool, blue hot. Everything I am, everything I'm not. I am the boogeyman, the woogie man. Catch as catch can. The rabbit, the monkey, blue hard, blue slick, blue slow, blue quick, blue cool, blue hot. Everything I am, everything I'm not. Slave boy, Leroy from Newark Hill. If capitalism don't kill me, racism will. It thinks. It's a poem for John Coltrane. You can see I like John Coltrane a great deal. I believe that all of us would be better people if these artists were allowed to be in our schools. If you look at this school, for instance, it's a very ignorant building. Here, you look around, there's nothing in here. On the walls, there's no murals, there's no art, it's just blank. See, this is what imperialism does. See, everything must be, they're saving money for something. I mean, we don't have money to do anything. We go into schools. You could teach the history of music on these walls while you're sitting here waiting for me. And outside, you could be teaching the history of literature. You could be teaching architecture. You could be teaching everything. But they condemn us here because the budget. Well, money comes off a printing press. What is the budget? Where is the budget? We don't have a budget to send you to college. We don't have a budget for you to have homes. You must be in the street, you homeless people. We don't have a budget for that. What do you have a budget for? I mean, what is the budget for? What is the money for? Why are we working? What is society for? If you can't, no, I mean, I just look at bees and bumblebees and ants and whatnot, you know, and I look at, well, you know, they've got it organized, and here human beings walking around, oh, we're intelligent, we have all kinds of stuff going. But we cannot feed, clothe, and employ the people in our society. We can't educate the people in our society. There are people walking around because they see people walking around who have no education who feel great because they do. Everybody on this planet should have a PhD. It should be against the law to be uneducated. You understand? Right away, if you said that, it was against the law to be uneducated, that means all the political spots would be vacant tomorrow. You know what I mean? That means they would have to give up their jobs tomorrow immediately. If you said no ignorant people could hold public office, man, all the offices would be blank tomorrow. You might have one guy somewhere, one woman somewhere, you know, who've been completely overworked trying to do something in some office, but most of these mayors, you understand, these governors and these councilmen, they would be gone. You understand what I mean? But the point is, what do we have money for? Why do we think the United States, why do we think we're a great society and you have to walk and step over people in the street? I went to the Twin Trade, what is it, the two Twin Towers? What do you call that? World Trade Center. One day I was coming from somewhere and I tried to get something to eat. And I was standing there and people were getting these trays and they were sitting down and there was a guy there who was standing there with both of his nostrils running, his clothes torn off him, reaching into the garbage, eating. Now I'm standing, and these people are sitting there, you know, whoa, man, whap, rap, 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 chomp, 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 eat, you know. And so finally I had to say, hey, look, man, I had about $1 in my pocket. Look, take this, please. Take this $1, take $2, you know, go in there, do something, but you cannot do this. And then I was trying to figure out, how do these people? And then I remember something that Du Bois said, W.B. Du Bois. You know, and I know you have to overcome your education because probably most of you have never read Du Bois, even you college graduates. But he was one of the greatest intellectuals this society has ever produced, you know. And he said that, you know, one thing he said, the problem of the 20th century is the color line, but the other thing he said was that, and the fact that people can live in luxury knowing that their luxury is based on the oppression of their brothers and sisters around the planet. So you must develop some complete cold-hearted madness to sit there eating, and there's somebody there on the ground. You understand? Eating out of the garbage. You say, well, they can get a job. Well, if you are more fit in society than they, if you're more intelligent than they, if you're higher on the hog than they, whatever you are more than they, which allows you to look at them and say that, then with your guided light, you need to help them. See, if you are that hip that you know everything and you got it all made, then you need to do something for them, because to me, it's absurd that the society is like it is. You know, like it is. And one of the fundamental things in terms of the Afro-American people is that until we get some kind of equality and justice in this country, the country will never be peaceful, because we will not let it be peaceful. You understand? We are not going to stand for being second-class citizens. We've been here longer than most of y'all. You understand? Most of y'all in this country. Only people with Anglo-Saxon names is black people and them rich white people, and you don't even see them no more. The ones named Jones and Brown and Jackson, you don't even see white people like that no more. They be way up back there in the hills and the castles and whatnot. We're the only ones walking around with names like Jackson and Jones and Johnson, yet we still poor. See, that cannot work. It will not work. There will be no peace. There will be no peace in this society. I don't care what you think. You can justify it, but we will not let you be at peace. Never. Until there's equality. Now you can make it at what you want to. You kill everybody you can kill, but there's a lot of them you can't kill. They're bigger and stronger than me. You understand? You're not going to be able to kill everybody. And there's going to be equality in this country, or the country is not going to exist. That's the way that is. Either there's going to be equality, or there will be no America. Now, I took that. You know, I must say, I stole that from W.B. Du Bois. And he was 83 when he said it. An old man So I look at him like my grandfather. If my grandfather got the nerve to say that to America at age 83, you understand? You remember that? When they indicted him as an agent of a foreign power at 83? Man comes in with his little three-piece suit and his Phi Beta Kappa key and his Homburg, you understand, and his little cane and his little book. And they say, there goes the most dangerous man in America. It's a little old man. There goes the most dangerous man in America. So why is he the most dangerous man in America? See, because he said that America will either admit black people on the basis of democracy or America will cease to exist. So anyway, the government was trying to prove he was an agent of a foreign power, because if you said that, you had to be an agent of a foreign power. So they brought all these people in, 40-some witnesses. He had a lawyer named Vito Marcantonio, who was a communist, last Italian communist in New York, you know. That's before we got, what's the guy's name in Long Island now? The first Italian fascist, I don't know his name. But anyway, Vito Marcantonio was his lawyer. So after all of this, all the government called all these people, and this old right-wing judge said, wait a minute now, he was right-wing, but he wasn't nuts. He said, wait a minute, government, you don't have no more witnesses? He said, well, Your Honor, and they called 20 more witnesses, you know, to prove that Du Bois was agent of foreign power. Naturally, he wasn't. So finally they came to Marcantonio and said, Mr. Marcantonio, do you have any witnesses? He says, I only have one witness. He says, will you call your witness? He says, yeah, I have one character witness, Albert Einstein. So when the judge checked that out, that he was going to drop Einstein on him, that it was Du Bois, first of all, and there was telegrams coming from heads of state all over the world saying, are you crazy? You Americans have lost your mind. Do you know who that is that you're locking up? That's Du Bois. They said, who's that? Who's Du Bois? You mean the guy, the color guy down there? We're locking up. We're just locking him up. There are all kinds of telegrams, and so finally, when they see Einstein there, then it dings on them. They say, oh no, we're not going to do this. So the judge says, all right, 5-minute break. You know, what does he say? Like Carlosimo says, hey, 5 minutes, let's go. And he goes in the back, and he comes out, and he says, hey, government, go away. This man at 83, this was. And I'm saying that to you because the tradition of African-American literature is such that I speak that from my grandfather. I speak that from Du Bois, not my real grandfather, but as real as any other grandfather. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that is my tradition. It's not just whacked out Amiri Baraka. See, that is the African-American tradition. That is Du Bois told me to say that. That was Jimmy Baldwin said that to say that. That was Zora Neale Hurston. You understand? Margaret Walker. You understand? That's who the people put me up to it, you know? Or it could have been Nat Turner or Fred Douglass, for that matter. Who knows? One of them wild people. I love music. Poem for John Coltrane. I wrote this poem because I remembered when I was locked up in 1967 in Newark in solitary, I was whistling all of Train's poetry. I mean, his music, his poetry. I was whistling all of his music, and they told me that day he was dead. It begins with a quote of Train's, I want to be a force for real good. In other words, I know that they're bad forces, forces that bring suffering to others and misery to the world. But I want to be the opposite force. I want to be the force which is truly for good. Unquote. Train said a force for real good. Train. In other words, February 67, by July he was dead. By July, he said, in other words, he wanted to be the opposite. But by July, he was dead. But he is. Offering, expression, a love supreme, Afro blue in me, singing it all because of him can be, screaming beauty can be, Afro blue can be, you leave me breathless can be, Alabama, I want to talk about you, my favorite things, like sunny can be, life itself, fire can be, heart explosion, soul explosion, brain explosion can be, deep expression, deep can be, capitalism dying can be, all see, full can be, empty too, nightfall by water, round moon over some, round moon over slums, shit in a dropper, soft face under fingertips trembling, can be trained because of train, because world can be, Sean O'Casey in Ireland can be, Lou Shun in China can be, Brecht wailing, Gorky riffing, Langston Hughes steaming can be, train, birds, main man can be, Big Maybell can be, work out, expression, Ogunde, Afro Blue can be, all of it meaning, essence, revelation, everything together, wailing in unison, a terrible wholeness. I want to end with a poem to Larry Neal and Bob Marley, two of our great cultural workers. Larry Neal, African-American poet, died about 5 years ago, age 43. Wrote a book called Hoodoo, Hollerin' Bebop Ghosts. And of course, Bob Marley, the great poet, great singer. Interesting, these cultural workers have so much influence that it's important that the government or the extra governmental government always cool these people out when they get out of hand. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm talking about? Like, well, Stevie Wonder. When Stevie Wonder, you remember Stevie used to get all the Grammys and the Emmys and the Jimmys and stuff. And then, you know, Stevie got a little too conscious. So they went and got Michael Jackson, you know. And Michael was kind of whacked for a while. But then Michael's getting focused, you know, he's getting clear. The Man in the Mirror shows he's getting focused. Michael's a great entertainer. So remember, when he did that big tour, then suddenly Michael was gone for 4 or 5 years, you know. But he's come back. They tried to Sick Boy George on us and Prince, but that didn't take, you know. I mean, Prince can't really dance, so that wasn't really a threat. But it's interesting. It's very interesting what happens to these people. Let me read this, just one. It's called Real Song is a Dangerous Number. I am Johnny Ace. Accidental suicide from Russian roulette. Maybe my name is Sam Cooke, dead in a room by an unknown hand. I could be Otis Redding, airplane sunk at the dock of the bay. You might know me as Teddy Pendergrass, smashed half flat, they say, with a queen, crippled now but off the scene. Marvin Gaye, my old man, took me away. Bob Marley was my name, and jammed down, cancer shot up through my toe, redemption song be heard no more. If I was white, they'd call me Lennon, blasted flat by a crazy man. Don't make no deal, you get killed. Your voice too strong, your charisma too long, the rhythm of your image hotter than napalm. But I could be a poet named Larry Neal or Henry Dumas. For the very same reason, I could also get killed. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Whalers, whalers are we. We are whalers. Don't get scared. Nothing happening but out and way out. Nothing happening but the positive unless you the negative. Whalers, we whalers, yeah, whalers, we whale, we whale. We could dig Melville on his ship, confronting the huge white mad beast speeding death across the sea to we. But we whalers, we can kill whales. We could get on top of a whale and whale. Whalers, undersea defense hot folk. Blues babies humming when we arrive. Boogie ladies strumming our black violet souls. Rag daddies come from the land of never say die. Reggae workers bringing the funk to the people of I. We whalers, all right. Hail to you, Bob man. We will ask your question all our lives. Could you be loved? I understand. We see the world, eyes and eyes say yes to transformation. Whalers, whalers, subterranean night color magi's working inside the soul of the world. Whalers, eyes seeing the world's being. Hey, Bob, wail on, rock on, yeah, come into us as real vision in action. Hey, Larry, wail on with less than the pork pie, wailing us energy for truth. We wailers is all and on past that to say, wailing for all we worth. Rhythm folks obsessed with stroking what is with our sound purchase. Call me Theolonius in my crowded whale vessel. I hold the keys to the funk kingdom. Lie on me if you want to. Tell folks it's yours. But for real whaling, not tale telling, the sensitive know who the whalers be. We whalers, blue blowers, the real rhythm kings. We sing philosophy, ham-bone precise findings, image masters of the syncopated, whalers and drummers, whalers and trumpet stars, whalers and box cookers, whalers and sax flyers, whalers and bass thumpers, whalers and hey, whale, we whalers, trombone benders, magic singers, Ellingtonians, the only trains faster than rocket ships. Shit, cut a rocket in our pocket and put a cord on the wall of the wind. Whalers, can you dig whaling? Call me Bud Powell. You want to imitate this? Listen. My calling card, the dialectic of silence, the sound approach. Life one day will be filled even further with we numbers, we song, but primitive place now, primitive place now, primitive place now. We whaling be kept underground, but keep it in mind. Call me something dukish, something sassy. Call me by my real name. When the world change, we whaling be in it. Help make it for real time. Call me, I call you, we say, hey whalers, hey whalers, hey whalers, whale on. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think that, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Gracias. I would answer some questions, but I think that we have a reception in the conception, so I'm going to defunct. Thank you very much.